Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon on this beautiful and warm, or shall I say hot Sunday, but we're not complaining because it could be worse. We're so grateful to God to be here to join in on this particular platform, Acknowledges Project 365, where we have the opportunity to bring you hope, encouragement, and inspiration. I am Portia Wheatley. I am the founder and the president of a nonprofit organization acknowledged as Trophy of Life Incorporated, where we have the opportunity to bring you hope, encouragement, and inspiration at all times. That's what we're about. That is our vision, and that is what we plan to do. And that is our intention. And that is our assignment. So that's what we're going to do. Well, you see, I'm a loner today. I tell you, I do not know where our guest is today. Isn't that amazing? Well, someone would say, well, how can you come on and say that? Hey, things happen. I don't know where he is. Hopefully he'll come in. But until then, we still have hope, encouragement, and inspiration to share with you. When you are so determined to do what God has given you to do, your assignment, an assignment that you have not had any thoughts of aborting, God will always see you through. Take my word on that. God will always see you through. Well, you know, I pulled the book from my shelf. Oh man, what did I do with that one quote? The book that I pulled is one of, can you see that? Transformational Thinking. And that is by the one and only Archbishop Ralph Dennis. You have to get this book and put it in your library. You have to get this book. It will definitely change your life. Well, we usually have singing on Sunday, some type of ministry in song. So if you want to, when I read the words, you can put it in a song, but we're going to read to you today, okay? And then when you get your own book, share with me some quotes or some sections out of it. This particular chapter 1, transformational thinking and transformational leadership. Think about that. Just in that, when you have transformational thinking and transformational leadership. Are you a leader? Not necessarily leading a lot of people, but are you a leader in your family? Are you a leader on your job? Are you a leader in your community? Some of the old mindsets that we have had in years past, some of those we really do have to change our mindset, ask God to change our mindset, because things are different than what they were years ago. And with society changing, with people changing, with so many things that are changing in life now, we definitely have to change with the times. But there's one thing for sure, God never changed. He is the same today, yesterday, and forever. He is the same. It is in him that we live, move, and have our being. So since we do, let's ask him, what do we need to change in our leadership role? Let me read you this. Transformational thinking is the gateway to thorough and dramatic change in every aspect of your life. The philosophy, skills, and personal attributes that underpin transformational thinking are extensively in developing advanced capabilities in the context of leadership, personal performance, and professional coaching. Man, this is so good. Transformational thinking is the release of old thinking and the adoption of radically new ways of thinking and having in order to achieve a quantum leap in results. Success depends, among other things, the willingness to risk making decisions based not on the past experience, but the possibility of a different reality. Are you ready to think different? Are you ready to think different for even the groups of people that you lead? Every role, every mindset of thinking is not set in stone for every group of people. You have the children, you can't lead them like adults. You have high school students or students, period. You can't lead them like college students or those that are professors of education. There are so many things that need to be done in the shifting of our mindset. What we grew up with that may not work now, but when we ask God, well, God, how am I to think? How am I to lead my family? How am I to lead myself? I cannot go on those old thoughts and patterns and mindsets that I had years ago. They won't get me too far. But some of the mindsets like prayer, fasting, communing with God, reading your word, singing, worshiping, praying, all of those things, those are the things we have to take with us. And whatever shift we do in life, we definitely have to take those things with us. And God will definitely see us through whatever. There was a particular, oh, here's one. Here it is. Here it is. Just knowing God. And in our leadership role, we definitely have to know God. Isn't it amazing, though, that individuals who are in a leadership role, many times you can tell if they've studied their position that they're in, if they've ever had experience in that particular area that they lead in, if they're willing to grow in these particular areas. But when we ask God and our heart is geared towards leading people the way God would have us to lead them, and when we ask God for knowledge and wisdom and understanding and the how to lead people, God will show us every time. But when we don't, it shows. It really does show. It shows in our actions. It shows in our quality of teaching. It shows in the way we communicate verbally and non-verbally. It shows. But when we know God, it's amazing what he does through us, how he works through us. So let me read this. Just knowing God. In the world, there are many ideas about what it means to know God. And Archbishop has written a few. To know God is to serve others. To know God is to obey moral rules. To know God is to perform religious rituals. To know God is to have accurate understanding about him. To know God is to sense the beauty and grandeur of his creation. To know God is to feel the passion and depth of the arts. To know God is to experience wonderful emotions of peace and joy. To know God is to achieve an inward state of freedom from selfish desires. To know God is to receive forgiveness of sins and then passively wait for eternity in heaven after God. According to each of these various approaches, if you do this, then you know God. To do it means to know God. To do some of those, to do all of those, we have to know God. We know God in so many different ways. To know God is to love my enemies. To know God is to do good to those that want to harm me. Now, not in a crazy way now, but we still have to love them. Look what they did to Jesus. And my God died for them, died for us. This leadership role is a trip. But when we give everything to God, our thoughts, our mind, everything to him, he transforms our thinking and causes us to think in a way that the world does not think. Knowing God results in transformation of all we are and all that we do. This will mean peace with God, obedience, holiness, vision and fruitfulness, passion for the lost. Isn't that something? Passion for the lost, endurance with hope in times of suffering, zealous in ministry of the gospel and ministry work, and love and servanthood toward others. Wow, to serve, to love God, to lead, even when the individuals don't necessarily, like I say, care for you, but you have God in your view. You know that you're on an assignment. Everybody's not going to like what you hear from God and God tells you to tell the people. But when you're in a leadership role and you've accepted an assignment, it doesn't matter what the people say, as long as I'm pleasing God. When I please God, God takes care of the people. God takes care of the people. My leadership role is to please God. In all that I do, it is my desire to please God. When I love God, I want to please him. That's all that matters when we want to please him. It's amazing the things that we do in trying to please others. Please know that we must put that aside and please God. I was looking for, where is the, oh, here it is. I love this quote. Listen to this. And I know you've heard it several times because it is a famous quote. Watch your thoughts, they become words. Watch your words, they become actions. Watch your actions, they become habits. Watch your habits, they become character. Watch your character, for it becomes your destiny. That is so good. That is, one more time. Watch your thoughts, they become words. Watch your words, they become your actions. Watch your actions, they become habits. Watch your habits, they become character. Watch your character, for it becomes your destiny. Our thinking needs to change. Our thought patterns need to be replaced with new thoughts. Subtle lies that we once believed have to be exposed and replaced with the truth. That's what happens with leaders. We have to change our mind, our thoughts, our actions, because we're leading so many other people. And people are watching us. We lead people, we lead our family, we lead on the job, we lead in the community. We lead when we don't even know we're leading, because people are watching. So are we pleasing people? Or are we pleasing God? Are we asking for direction? Are we asking for wisdom? Are we asking for knowledge? Because we don't want the blood of people to be required on our hands when we don't follow through with what God has shared with us to tell the people in this leadership role. Who do you lead? Who do you lead? What have you changed in your life so that you can accommodate your family, your community, on your job, but most of all, follow through with what God has given you? Never lose your hope, because your hope is in Christ. Be encouraged no matter what you are going through, no matter what you experience, even as a leader, and even if you are not a leader, be encouraged. What you see is not all there is to a situation. And then when you have to back up from a situation and find yourself, think differently, find information that will empower you, find people that you really trust in. And these people may not even know that you trust them. That's why it really pays to follow Christ, to follow God, to hear his voice. Because we don't want, like I said, we don't want the blood to be required on our hands where we had gone astray and we led people astray. Our eyes are on the prize and our eyes are on Christ. He is the prize. Every day he is the prize. I must say every day, my man is the prize. I love him. I praise him. I adore him. I glorify him. I extol him. Oh, try it. Try it. Try and see how God can change your life. Again, whether we're in a leadership role or whether we're just leading ourselves. But we just want to make sure we are following Christ. Be sure to follow Christ. I pray that you have been inspired by words from Archbishop Ralph Dennis, as well as myself. Please remember to go to our YouTube channel and subscribe. Again, I don't know what happened to our guest today, but God is faithful. When you are dedicated to your task, make it happen. That's all I got to say. Make it happen. Whatever you have to do, what channels you have to change, whatever you have to say, whatever you have to follow through on, because people are watching. You are a leader, and God rests on your life. He's in you. He works through you. He will speak through you. We are his hands, his feet, his mouth. I don't know how we can be his nose. We're his eyes. God is faithful. He comes through every single time. So I encourage you, whatever your life holds for you, that especially God has given you for your life, follow through on it. Follow through on it, because God has a plan for you, and he's waiting for you to ask him, what do I do, God? What do I say? Where do I go? To whom do I communicate with to get the job done that you put before me? All right. I love you. God bless you. Don't forget, go to our YouTube channel and subscribe, because we are getting this message across the country, in the world, outside of the United States of America. And we can only do it with your help. All right. Be blessed. Oh, we have a really special one for tomorrow. We have a special presentation for you on tomorrow. Please tune in, share, like, comment. You help us to spread hope, encouragement, and inspiration. God bless you, and we shall see you on tomorrow at 1 p.m. Bye-bye.